My name is Kartikeya Vajpai. I'm a practicing lawyer. I run a law firm in Delhi. We look after corporate litigations. And this is my debut novel. It's called The Unbecoming. The Unbecoming is a spiritual fiction. And it's a story of a cricketer and a coach. So, two lead characters. And we are trying to bring in Advait Vedanta philosophy and the Tibetan Mahayana tradition philosophy. Both the philosophy talk about the non-dual nature of reality. And the book is blessed by the foreword written by His Holiness Dalai Lama and an introduction by Swami Sarvaoriyanana, who is the chairman of New York Society of Vedanta currently, of Ramakrishna Mission. And the book talks about the journey from intellect to wisdom and differentiates what is the difference between intellect and wisdom. Intellect is our cognitive ability to think, and wisdom is our ability to come into the moment and experience it. So for wisdom, you have to be a seeker. This is the message of the book. Thinking and experiencing don't happen together. If you notice, when you're experiencing, the more deeper you go in your experiencing and observation, there is no thinking present. And when you're thinking, there is no experiencing. When you're thinking, when you're lost in your thoughts, I throw water, you'll not be able to see it, because there is no experiencing in thinking. This is the first distinction the book talks about. The more deeper you go in your observation, there is no thinking, and when you are thinking, there is no experiencing. So both don't happen together, and the journey that the book is trying to take is the journey from intellect to wisdom, from ability to think to our ability to experience, because intuition and problem solving skills and spontaneity comes through experiencing, not through thinking. That's why sports becomes a very good medium to explain what is the state of flow which an artist, sportsman, musician, they all crave for. How to participate with the present moment where your inner spontaneity blossoms and takes charge of the situation. That is possible only through experiencing. So it encourages the reader to take the journey of experiencing life rather than indulging in thinking. I was fortunate that I started playing cricket at a very young age. So at the age of 11, I played my first national. I was representing MP state in under 14. And this was a time my coach had introduced me to a practice called Tratak. That is for attention span. You gauge a candle light for concentration. And also my mother introduced me to transcendental meditation. This was a time, because I was playing cricket professionally, I took meditation very seriously. And in my game, I could see the advantage of it in my attention span. There were moments in glimpses where while I was playing, I could get into a state where my inner spontaneity would tell me what is coming ahead. But this used to be a very accidental stage. I could not enter into it at my will. So it was almost like this state was choosing me. I was not able to choose it at my will. And this became at a very young age a question. What is this state and how to make it your permanent state? And that's how I started studying and exploring different spiritual practices. So the two practices which actually resonated with me was Advait Vedanta, reading Mandukya Upanishad, and the Tibetan Mahayana tradition. They are very similar because they both talk about non-dual nature of reality and the spirit of oneness, this one consciousness which in Advait we address it as Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, and in Tibetan Mahayana tradition they relate it with the concept of emptiness, which is taught by Krishna also in Mahabharata by Shunyata. So these were the two philosophies which resonated with me, and I made it a habit since 2014 on going on silent meditation retreats every year, at least once or twice. And I used to write my own original ideas there. And this became a practice until COVID came, and I realized that I have enough original ideas of my own, and it's a book in itself. And that's when I gave shape to these thoughts and wrote a book around it. For me, on these concepts and principles, writing a non-fiction would have been a very easy route. But then I chose fiction because this was also one of the learning. As when I was writing and I was talking to my friends, if I would talk to 10 people, I realized all 10 of them are perceiving it very differently. And this also made me question, what is it, whatever I'm talking, how come 10 people have 10 versions of it? And that's when I realized that whenever you're presenting raw wisdom to anybody, people are seeing it through the lens of their own conditioning, through the lens how they see life as. So it's almost like a cherry picking. What you like, you embrace it. What is sensitive to your conditioning, your ego, you create your own version of it to suit yourself. And that on cricket professionally, I chose cricket as a medium to explain what is it like getting into that state of flow where you're engaging with the present moment and letting your inner spontaneity and creativity take charge of the situation.